I am going to try 3 of the techniques that you can use to glaze just the inside of your cup. I recently made a video where I used a syringe, which some people found a little bit controversial. So first up, I'm going to pour it in, pour it out. And you can see there that I have made quite a mess down the side of the cup. I'm not very good at this technique. Some people are really good at it and don't make a mess at all. And that's just about practice, isn't it? But yep, you can see the stain there from the iron in that glaze. Okay, so next up, the syringe. It is a little bit messy. It does work, and it doesn't require the same level of skill that the pour out method does. You're just pushing down on the syringe and it squirts out and it coats the inside of the cup. So I quite like it because the learning curve is pretty shallow. It only takes 2 or 3 goes and it's quite doable. I'm just going to clean up the rim a little bit on this. It's quite important that the rims of cups are neat and tidy, I think. So just wipe it over. And then next up, paintbrush. Now, cards on the table. I'm not very good with a paintbrush. It does work, it's fine. And you can paint it on. And actually, at the end, I've got the results after I've fired these. And it's quite interesting. So hang around for that. But yeah, you can see I am still getting it in places that I don't want it. And it does take quite a while, I don't really mind that. I'm not a big fan of trying to minimise the amount of time it takes to complete a task. But yeah, so this is a little bit messy. And this is the second layer going on. So the pour in, pour out method, I think I did a much better job this time. Slightly less mess. It is quite lumpy and it's quite thick, which you'll see later on is a little bit of an issue. Still some tidying up to do as well. There's still some waste. It's still, that jug's still covered in glaze. Because some people felt that the syringe was quite wasteful. I'm not sure it's any more wasteful than any of the other techniques. Yeah, so there you go. That's the second layer going on. Not much mess. My hand's quite messy, obviously. And it's pretty even. Next up, paintbrush. Now, I found this to be quite stressful. It was quite hard to get an even coat and not disturb the underlying glaze layer. And also, I found it very difficult. It's probably because the paintbrush is too big. But I also found it quite difficult to get an even coat in the base, which you'll see later on after I've fired them. So you can see that I kind of gave up trying to get it onto the centre of the cup there at the base, because it was starting to wear that first layer away. Okay, so yeah, there's the mess involved in this little experiment. Obviously all the stuff from the syringe going back into the glaze bucket. Obviously some of it's being wasted on that sponge, but you know, some of it's been wasted here too, I guess. So yeah, just making sure the rims are neat and tidy. Okay, and then I am going to glaze the outside using the Mamo glaze. Just up to the rim there, 5 seconds. Don't forget, dip your tongs first, but only dip one tong if you're not glazing the inside of your cup. There we go, that's all 3 glazed on the outside. You'll notice there that I haven't done the rim, so here we go. Just the rims going in. And then clean up those tong marks. This glaze is quite easy to clean up, especially if you've pre-dipped your tongs. There we go, into the kiln. About 24 hours later, you can open it up, and here we go. Right, so first up is the pour in, pour out. It's pretty nice. It is a little thick. It's not perfect, but it's nice and blue. Then we got the syringe, which has more variation and is much bluer towards the rim and browner towards the base. This one's the paintbrush. It is very uneven, but it's still really nice. You can see there at the base it's missing some of the colour, but so was the syringe, so there's not much in it really. My favourite was the paintbrush, but it was the least fun to apply. So I don't know what that means. But yep, leave a comment and subscribe. Thanks very much.